Okay, problem number 2. We're rolling a 6-sided fair die and flipping a coin. Question 2A, we want to know what is the probability that I roll a 2 and then flip my coin and get a heads. So if you remember here, the key idea behind probability of multiple events happening is that you need to multiply the individual probabilities. So for example, the probability of rolling a 2, so if I say rolling a 2, that probability is going to be 1 out of 6, like we showed plenty of times in that last problem. Now we need to multiply that by the probability of flipping a heads, which is 1 out of 2 to flip a heads. There's a 50% chance if we flip a heads if we flip a coin that we get a heads, 50% chance that we get a tails. So we need to multiply these two fractions, multiply across those numerators and the denominators, and we're going to get 1 out of 12. Again, you can tell me this as a fraction. You can tell me this as a decimal, which is going to be 0.083 repeating. Or you can tell me it as a percent, which is going to be, if you move that decimal place 2 spots, 8.3%. Cool. Second one, probability of at least a 4 and a tails. Same idea. Figure out the probability of at least a 4. So if you think of that, think back to that last problem we did. Probability at least a 4, well, that means we can get a 4, a 5, or a 6. So there's 3 ways we can do that. So we're going to get 3 out of 6, which is 1/2. So we're going to get 1/2 for the probability of at least a 4. And then we're also going to get 1/2 for the probability of getting a tails. So in this situation, we're going to get 1 out of 4, which is 0.25, which is 25%. Problem 2C now. Now we're saying we're going to roll the die and we're going to flip that coin twice. And we want to know what's the probability of getting an even number when we roll the die and then 2 heads in a row. So think first about that probability of getting an even, my pen's not working, probability of getting an even number when you roll a die. Sorry, I messed up my iPad. Anyways, probability of getting an even number when you roll a die. Well, you could get a 2, you could get a 4, or you could get a 6. Again, same as that last one, we're going to have 3 out of a total 6 possible ways to do that. So again, we get a 1/2 probability. So this time we're going to get 1/2 times flipping a head is 1/2 times flipping a head again is 1/2. Again, key idea, you just multiply each of the individual probabilities. And so this time we're going to get 1/8. And same deal as before, you could write this as a decimal, or you could write it as a percent, whatever you want to do. You're going to get 12.5% or equivalent decimal, whatever you want. But leaving it as a fraction for this, totally fine as well.